Welcome back, everyone. This is Farm Talk Friday. It is June 16th, 2023. I'm Ken Jordan. This is my beautiful wife, Giovanna.
Oh, thanks, baby.
Who's got some new sunglasses on?
This is kind of my Mexico look that I had on, with a Colombian hat.
Yes, that's right.
It'd be hard to be with Ken if I had it on for Farm Talk Friday.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been away for a couple of weeks.
Ken's got a nice shirt on from where we came from.
You have to be a good backwards reader. It says Cozumel, Mexico. Yes. We were in Cozumel and Isla Mujeres.
And hi to the live people on. Hi.
And we loved both places.
Yep.
I have renamed Cozumel Triathlon Island. I got to do a lot of training there.
Yeah.
They host Ironmans and all kinds of triathlon and other related events, and they're really supportive on the island. They've got like a protected lane for bikes and runners all the way around the island, and swimming in the open water there is absolutely amazing because the water is crystal clear, just super beautiful.
Super beautiful.
So that was fun. And what were you doing in Cozumel?
Well, I was training to become a PADI certified mermaid instructor.
That's right.
With Jules Diver, who is amazing. She's the founder of Mer Week, which is coming up. And she's a world champion freediver.
Yeah.
So we actually wanted to also do the freediving training with Jules. But I mean, I guess it was technically a little more than halfway through my training, like 3/4 of the way through I got injured. So not much underwater stuff happened. I finished the training and that was about it.
Yeah. But that was super successful and awesome. And if you want like more information about mermaids and mer people, check out the Netflix 4-part documentary, Mer People.
Mer People, that's right.
We just watched it and we loved it.
And I'll be having some more mermaid information coming up soon in the future as well. You can also go to julesdiver.com.
Awesome.
Yeah. And what else were we doing in Cozumel? Do you remember?
Yes, we went and saw seashells by the e-shell.
No, that was Isla Mujeres. No, we were eating at a lot of vegan restaurants, and we used Happy Cow, and we found some really good spots. What were your favorites?
My favorite was Sol y Maple.
What?
Yeah, what's your favorite?
Well, I loved Nutty Threesome. And
okay, my second favorite was, I think my first favorite was Vegan Barrio.
Vegan Barrio was super, super good, but we loved the owner over at Nutty Threesome.
Yeah.
And
Jonathan.
Yeah, and he had like fun music. They all had really good vibes, but we found some great restaurants there, and it was really good. And as Jules says, don't eat your fellow swimmers.
Yeah. So
we're not vegan, but we eat plenty of fish. But
so I blew my joke because then we went to Isla Mujeres, where we did go to the temple of
Ishal. Yeah.
Where we did see a seashell by Ishal.
Did we?
Just throwing that in there.
Sure. I'm sure there was a seashell by Ishal, and I haven't posted those pictures yet, but those are coming up soon, probably on my personal profile, not the Green Wave House. But
And the cool thing we did in Isla Mujeres was we got to swim with whale sharks, which was mermazing.
They were mermazing. Ken's all hip now on the mermaid lingo, which we both have come to. It's come to us through the last few weeks. I had no idea there was such a huge vocabulary. Jules has all these. She's a shallow person and shallow, but in mer people, they're throwing out the lingo a lot in there too.
So anyway, the cool thing about swimming with whale sharks, besides the awesome experience, is that they're not in captivity. Where you see swim with dolphins, swim with manta rays. A lot of those are in captivity, and they're in these big netted off enclosures. So anyway, when you swim with whale sharks, they just take you on a boat like 30 miles out and look for them.
And Ken did not believe me. I'm like, I think we go about 30 miles offshore. He's like, no, I don't think we do. I'm like, well, we'll see.
And we did.
And we did.
Super far. They don't know where they're at. There's like boats out there. They're all looking for them.
And they're like calling their friend boats.
Yeah. And then they find them, and then they like drop you in, just 2 people at a time. And you swim around with them for a bit and come up, and then the next person takes their turn. And they're just, at around midday, they come up closer to the surface to feed off the plankton, which rises with the warm water, which is heated by the sun. So it's pretty cool. And they're like big, giant sharks, but they've got this big, wide whale mouth. And I don't know if they have teeth. We couldn't see any. It's this big, wide, open, oval thing.
How do you make their mouth?
Yeah.
But so they have like the crazy shark eyes.
Yes.
You know, they have that shark eye look that's kind of scary, but then like the sweet whale mouth.
Yes.
But on one of them, like I felt like the shark was coming right at me, and I'm like, whoa, I gotta get out of the way of this giant thing, and they are really big.
Really big.
And even though I wasn't afraid of it, I still don't want to like disturb it. Like we are, like it's just doing its thing. It's just trying to eat and live. And I'm like, sorry, buddy, I'm not trying to be in your way.
And we should post a video of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you might see on Instagram or on Facebook, and sometimes I think people like slow down the videos, and so it's like, oh, swimming with whale sharks. But really, they're like, ready? Are you guys ready? 1, 2, 3, go, go, swim, swim. You're like, okay. So you have to swim with the shark. Like the shark's not hanging out. The shark is like cruising through and like taking in plankton with its big mouth, like filtering plankton in. So you got to keep up with it. Yes. So it was fun.
All right.
So anyway, but there is plenty of farm news.
Okay, yes, one farm news is we've been having crazy storms. It's full on rainy season.
Yeah.
We had a pretty heavy rain last night. We lost power for a long time, and we had trees go down.
Yeah, but it wasn't the only time we had a tree go down. We actually came home to, it had been a dead tree that we were trying to keep as a stump to grow dragon fruit on, and that one, I don't know, the termites might have gotten into it, rotted it out, and so we came home and that had fallen over. And then, yeah, what was weird about last night is before it started raining, the wind kicked up, and which is pretty common for like a wind to come through before rain start. But it was like, I thought maybe a hurricane was coming or something. It was like, it really picked up, and it didn't rain for a little while, but that wind knocked over one of our trees, which was sad. It wasn't one of our fruit trees. It was, it's a beautiful flowering tree called a malinche. And to be honest, I mean, I didn't know, otherwise I would not have planted it where I did. But when it rains really hard, it creates an underground river. Yeah. And these trees don't need a lot of water. So I think it probably rotted the roots of this tree. And it had been struggling anyway. Like I was at the point with this tree before we left for the trip where I'm like, we might have to cut you way back. And then use you more ornamentally to grow vines and stuff on if you don't want to do your tree thing without taking it down completely. But it chose of its own accord to go down, even though it did produce leaves. And I was thinking for a moment, I'm like, oh, you chose to stay. And then, oh, well.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. Jane, Julio, Catherine, Eric.
One side benefit to the heavy rains, which I forgot about, is that you don't have to fill your pool anymore. It's like, so, not that we do a lot, but I'm just saying.
No, we don't use a lot of water.
Yeah. And fill the pool right up. Good job, Rain.
Yeah. So anyway, I've been working my butt off outside.
Yes.
And then Ken makes me like the electrolyte dehydration drink stuff because I'm working so hard out there. Like this past week, like couple hour sets outside, just because there are so many things that need to be maintained and almost cut back. If you don't cut certain things back, then they are more likely to have an accident. I didn't think that tree was one of them, but they get heavy. So there's a lot of stuff in like the fairy garden that is now like this. And so I need to cut a bunch of it so it can prop itself back up. And it just gets heavy with the rain and the winds. So, and then, you know, and that's part of it anyways, that like in permaculture, we're growing different things, and some of them are to produce food, and a lot of them are for that purpose, food and medicine. But then we also grow plants that are meant to be chop and drop. So it's that you're planting them so that they become future mulch. Not that you would kill the plant, but that you don't feel bad cutting it back, because it has this dual purpose of being a mulch maker for you. So even though we still buy a bunch of hay, we're doing better as well, creating our own mulch from these plants that we had grown. So we had a friend once say, hey, I love your Farm Talk Fridays, but I still don't really understand what it is that you guys are doing. So should we, and so we were for a second, like always introducing ourselves, but hi, it's us, your friends. And we've been on the farm now for 7 years.
7 years, moved from Los Angeles. We're here in Costa Rica, got a small farm. So this is like, we practice permaculture guidelines, practices.
Philosophy.
Yes.
Which is care of earth, care of people, and fair share. Those are like the 3 main tenets, and then there's 12 principles.
And also, this is like our diary. So this is what you get.
Yeah. Yeah.
But back to farm news. What have you got, honey?
Well, yeah, working my butt off, making mulch. We finally, there was enough rain where we can start planting things. So we had, I don't know, like for instance, there's this new property that we're going to help put more trees onto, because the previous people had taken a bunch off. Anyway, now it's like there's enough rain, plenty of rain, where it can support the plantings. Before we left, it was pretty dry for a rainy season, and we couldn't plant anything. So just trying to be strategic about, you know, what gets planted first. And we have a bunch of stuff in the vivero. It's going to be a lot of work for the next couple of months, but it's exciting. This is my favorite time of year. What else we got? Yeah, fallen trees. I have some notes. I wanted to give, we already gave Jules plenty of shout out, but Hannah Mermaid, she just bought a property over in Puerto Viejo.
The Caribbean side of Costa Rica.
Yeah, so she's our neighbor, but like on the other coast, and she's going to be holding mermaid retreats, and so she bought a place that has a couple structures on it, and looks super cute. It's called like Siren House or Mermaid Casa, I don't know. Something along those lines. I'm like, easy to find, Hannah Mermaid. But I was giving her some suggestions. I just said, hey, you know, if you want. And so she just did like a little video, and her place is already beautiful. It's almost like so nicely landscaped that you don't want to, because I don't think her concept is like what we're doing here. So it's like, yeah, maybe you don't need to like do too much to that unless you do want to do what we're doing. But just, you know, she has like big deck space. And so applying these ideas of the permaculture zone. So like zone 1 is the stuff that you want closest to the house. So that would be like medicine, you know, like if you're feeling sick, but you have herbs that you're growing for a cold, you don't want to walk really anywhere. So like it would be better if it's on your deck or right on the side of your house. I told her, and I would recommend this for anyone and everyone, aloe, have an aloe plant. Like you get burned in the kitchen, and if you have aloe right there and you put it on, it is a miracle. If you haven't tried that before, it really, really is. Aloe is amazing. And then, you know, especially for Hannah, you know, she's gonna be in Costa Rica, having people come down, they're gonna get sunburnt, you know, so it's like have lots of aloe. Anyway, so our friend Michael, who has been watching lots of Farm Talk Fridays, it's his birthday, so we're gonna go hang out with him later on. I'm gonna probably dress up like a mermaid because I know that he knows that I'm doing that too. So why not put a smile? Even adults like mermaids, plenty of them. Our friend Pippa and neighbors, she has ecstatic dance tonight. So for anybody that is in our area, you can go and support Pippa. I think there is a cover, but it's, like she's doing some really good work with her nonprofit, Futuro Nativo. So
that's over at Ave's.
Yeah, that's at Ave's tonight. And then I think I had like this long, okay. That'll be what we end with. I had a long list, but we're using my phone, so I can't look at it. There's all technical stuff of like very exact things that I've been doing and accomplishing. But so live. We're so live. Okay, anyway, good thing that we recycle batteries here. There is battery recycling here in Costa Rica. You take it if you are from here to Gallo, that's the place. They accept batteries.
Well, our little Adid Salon Comunal, now we can drop them off.
Also, fantastic. Hi to Patrick and Ryan who just joined. Okay, but I see on my little notes that I just scribbled real quick. PPC, so it stands for, do you know?
No.
Yeah, that's okay. Permaculture Party Club.
Permaculture Party Club.
Yeah, so it's an idea. It's a new youth permaculture club that we started under our nonprofit Green Wave. And so far there's 2 members. It's Jeremy and Mason. And it was not my idea. We were just going to call it like Youth Leaders Permaculture Club. And then like we have like a little WhatsApp group. Like they're not too young. They're like 13. And so they named it that. And I'm like, is that what you, I think maybe they were like kind of joking around. I'm like, do you guys want to go with that name? I think they named the WhatsApp group that. And they're like, yeah, I think so. I'm like, I love it. Let's do it. It's a party. Let's make it a party.
So what is it, Annie?
Well, so they have been coming over on Wednesdays after school, and I'm training them up basically. So I have them doing a nature meditation. That's like the first thing that they do, and they seem to like it, and they've been reporting back in, and and then I have different like exercises that I have, and so usually one of the parents is with them, either Mark or Holly, and they've been super helpful. Like I'll give them the idea, they explain it to the guys, and then they go around the property looking for things, and there's like a lesson there.
So it's to get the youths involved in permaculture?
That's right. Well, so the idea is that we're going to train them up, and then they're going to bring their knowledge and hopefully start a club at their school, Futuro Verde, which Green Wave has been working with for over a decade. And so we'll see how that goes. And what it is like right now, we're kind of building up content on for Patreon. So it's something that we're hoping to do at the school, but also it can be supported and educational for everyone. And there will be things that are shareable. And so right now it's semi-private. I've shared it a little bit, but we'll definitely be sharing more in the very near future. So yay.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap up. But okay, well, do you want to grab it or you want me to grab it? It's on my side.
Yeah, it's on your side.
Okay, so our show and tell for today is here.
It's
Honey,
coming.
get one too.
Oh yeah.
Dun, dun.
This is yucca.
Go Knights!
Yes, congratulations to my beloved Vegas Golden Knights winning the Stanley Cup
Woo-woo!
on Tuesday.
And then
so
these are,
you just pulled these out of the ground.
Yeah, so the tree that went down, when trees go down, sometimes they take things with them, and it fell on top of a bunch of yucca plants, which is okay because they were tall enough where I thought maybe they had produced something, and they sure did. Look at this thing.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to make some
Food.
air fries out of them.
Yeah. Ta-da!
So
Booty.
yucca's great. You cut them into segments about that long, and then you cut them in half. You have to peel the bark off. It comes off, well, kind of easy. And then you generally take the little center the center spine out of it.
Because it's toxic.
Kill.
Well, on this variety, it's not, but in some places it has cyanide or something, and so.
And then basically
it could kill you. I
Basically,
don't know.
you just use it like a potato, but you have to cook it longer than a potato.
Yeah,
It's
but it's super good. We love starchy
really hard.
food. Patrick likes it. He developed an appreciation for it in El Salvador.
Yes.
You know, that's interesting that you say that. I know that we want to wrap up here. Ken's always like, what are you doing? So when we were in the Yucatan Peninsula, so this actually has nothing to do with El Salvador, but I'm glad you've been there, Patrick, because that's where my grandma's from and family, and we need to go there. Okay, going back to the Yucatan, they drink chaya, they eat chaya, and it seems like they eat it raw. And so we went to a restaurant.
Chaya are these big leaves that we grow and eat all the time here.
But we boil it for 20 minutes first because it has a milk, like when you cut it, that is toxic.
Yeah.
Or that's what we've been told.
No, it is toxic.
Yeah, well, so they are eating it raw over there, and I don't know what's going on. So I don't know if that's like a whole another species.
Yeah,
that
the
they
leaves
have.
the leaves look the same, but there's none of the white milk in their leaves.
I know, but I cut up ours the other day, the leaves, and there's no white milk. So, you know.
But it would be in the spines of each leaf.
I cut ours and did not see a milk. So here they are, they're like tearing it in front of me and they're like, see.
Well,
and I tore up mine as an experiment. I'm like, ours also does not have that, but I don't know. It's like, it's a little scary. You have people tell you, hey, you gotta boil it for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's how we've been doing it for like 7 years. And then they are doing something. They're like eating raw leaves. So I'm not sure what happens when we do that. Or if we have a different kind here. So anyone that has that information, we're interested.
All right.
And we hope you all have a wonderful weekend.
Yes. Have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us on number 99 of Farm Talk Friday.
That's right. And just in case anyone cares, the chickens are good and Scratch is good too.
Yes, there's our chickens right up there. They're all healthy.
Yeah. Okay, much love. Ciao.
See you next week.
And to mi familia in El Salvador.